I got a health report you're going to be interested in today. Yep. Yeah.
Finally.
Dave doesn't like health reports.
He doesn't. And I'll tell you what, we're going to do it before he gets here because I don't want him crapping all over this health report because this has something to do with my dear friend Chris Demm, who's going through a health issue. Well, many really. At his age, I mean, you know.
Yes, as we age.
Pick any one of them.
This is one that is serious. And when I constructed a health report today, and I wanted to keep it hidden from my dear friend Chris Demm. I wanted to surprise him with it, you know. Sometimes I don't handle surprises well. I give them away. You know, I accidentally blurt it out, you know. That happened to us yesterday, as a matter of fact. Biggie was just telling me about this. Apparently, I shouldn't even be saying this, but
yeah, but it's out there now. It's too funny.
Somebody organized the printing design of Jaquantavius landscaping T-shirts as a little joke, you know. If you haven't followed this show in a couple of weeks, I was taken in by a gentleman named Jaquantavius, who got me for some pine needles at a higher than usual rate, I guess you'd say. You know,
Some would say 1,200 times the normal rate.
If you ask how many pine needles, the answer, all of the pine needles in the world wouldn't cost that much.
So many people now. My wife's family, who I saw over the weekend, they're in landscaping. That's what they do for a living. They're landscapers professionally. And they said to me, you could pine straw football fields, Buckingham Palace for what you paid for those pine needles. And I said, yeah, I know all that. And that's when her uncle said, you must be the dumbest sumbitch ever born. He's one that, you know, pulls no punches. Right. And I was like, he goes, I'm serious, man. I never seen nobody so dumb as you to do something like that. Yeah, that kind of thing. Well, apparently there was going to be a fun joke where somebody here, Megan, who runs cameras here, was going to design a Jaquantavius landscaping T-shirt. They were going to be printed, maybe even sold. You know, you could buy one of these. Chris Demm and Dave Aiken and Biggie were going to wear a Jaquantavius T-shirt like Friday, you know, this week or next week, and surprise me. It's like, oh, man, it's funny or whatever. Mm-hmm. Well, yesterday, you know, we had training on the new system here, the new computer system, which is another thing that's got me up nights, you know, all this new fangled things. And during the training, we walked into the room where the training was going on, and a colleague, Squidward, who we've talked about before, we walked in, he goes, man, Megan designed those T-shirts. And, of course, I didn't know anything about this.
Nope.
Me either. What are you talking about?
But many eyes turned to young Squidward like, shut the blank.
Right. Yeah. The other people knew about it, you know.
I did enjoy the four of us on the show, though. As he said this to us as we all walk in. The four of us couldn't be more. Get out of the way. Move.
I know. It's like I still didn't know what he was doing.
We just went, all right, beat it.
I know. Yeah. She made those T-shirts.
Well, he had time to fill because, as with every possible video presentation in the history of video, there was a 15-minute delay.
It never.
The cables didn't work.
That's right. Nothing. I've known this since we were doing
the days of slideshows.
I mean, I can't tell how many presentations we've been part of, recipients of, people giving the slideshow presentation where the first thing you do is like, I don't know what's going on.
Slides were always either in backwards or the tray wouldn't line up. Then we moved into the world of PowerPoint, which never worked.
Whole new set of problems.
Never. Then we moved into the world where people could hook their laptop up to the big screen in the conference room.
Never works.
Never
worked. You might as well just, you know, there's no point in even trying it. You know, there's no, just expect a 15-minute delay. It's not going to, and then by the end, it's like, well, I can just do it this way. We'll just show you this way. There's always some, step down to do it. You know, that's how it works. Always. Did
that ever happen like at Apple when they rolled out iPhone 5 or something? I feel like it probably has.
Yeah, of course. I feel like.
Now, I think
well, because I heard the classic thing, too, yesterday was when they were trying to get it to work. Worked fine yesterday.
Yeah, we had
it always does.
I know.
It always works fine on the setup.
On the test run,
I don't know what's going on here. You know, in one of the two Steve Jobs movies, and I've seen both, the good one and the one with Ashton Kutcher, and I think it's in the good one where they're backstage and they can't he wants something. Steve Jobs wants something to be presented a certain way, And they're telling him this cannot be done. And he's like, you do it right now. And it is a huge point of contention.
I know somebody else like that.
What's that, Biggie?
Not quite as talented as Steve Jobs, but equally as demanding.
Well, I have to apologize to Biggie today. This was so wrong-a-bee. And here, I thought, I had just seen a report on quiet quitting. This is a new term. I think we even talked about it once. Young people especially are quiet quitting.
Explain.
The term is, they just did a news report on it. You do only what's asked of you. You never go above and beyond at your job.
So you're not technically quitting.
No.
You're just scraping by.
Right. In fact, the person, and she's a millennial, who came up with it, says, I wish it was called something else, because you're not quitting. You're just doing your job that you're contracted to do and nothing more. If the boss asks you to do something outside the realm of your employment, you just simply don't do it. You just go about your business, you shrug it off and don't do it, which, of course, I hate with everything I have. It's kind of like recently we talked about unions and I've heard people say that a union worker in New York, if you're bringing something to somebody and 5 o'clock hits and you're across the room from it, you sit whatever you have down and you leave.
That's it. You're done.
You're done for the day. So this quiet quitting is if somebody says, hey, would you mind doing this? Work 15 minutes extra. The answer is no, absolutely not. I'm not going to do that. And I don't even think you say no. You just don't do it. So it's called.
What types of business are we looking at here?
This is mostly people who this is office work. I think they're just. I can't even
like data entry. Call centers,
stuff like that. Really.
Even if the project isn't done for the day, when you're done, you're done.
Well, I guess BB Shea might be an example here. He's supposed to be our promotions guy. So I guess if we ask him to fill in one day for Chris Demm, he'd just say, no, that's not part of what I do. He's made it. He's added it on for no extra money. He's just added it on to part of it. But he's hoping in the future.
Yes.
When Chris Demm dies.
What?
Inevitably.
I was going to say retires.
Oh, I'm sorry. When Chris Demm fades away, that maybe he'll get that. Maybe he'll be like, oh, well, he's done it before. So all of those things. So quiet quitting. I thought Biggie might have quiet quit today because I told him, I said, we need some Mel Gibson audio. When he changed his own tire. We aired this about 3 or 4 months ago. And Mel Gibson was at a gas station and quietly changing his own tire on the side of near the highway. I guess he'd had a flat tire. And somebody came up behind him with a video camera with his phone and said, "Are you Mel Gibson?" And Mel Gibson, "Yeah, I'm Mel Gibson." And he's like, "Seriously, you're Mel Gibson?" And he just keeps on working, And finally, and then Gibson's like, "Can you hold this flashlight?" That kind of stuff. So I told Biggie, I dialed into him, and I said, "We're going to need that Mel Gibson audio today." And Biggie said, "What Mel Gibson audio?" And I said, "Come on, the Mel Gibson audio. We've played it on here. It was pretty classic. We commented on it at the time." And Biggie said, "I have no memory of that whatsoever." And I said, "Get your head out of your ass. Let's go." And then he called back in a couple of minutes later, and he said, "I can't find. I don't have. We didn't search. I searched." And I said, "I'll get it for you." And I hung up on him, and I turned to Kristen. I said, "There's a quiet quitter right there. He just quiet quit."
The incompetence.
And boy, I was cursing a blue streak in here. And then I remembered, oh, wait a minute. Biggie was on sabbatical for 3 months.
He was never here. He does have no memory of it.
He wasn't here.
It was the best 3 months of my life. I miss it daily.
You were gone to a facility for a time. You weren't here when we aired that Mel Gibson audio. So everything I want and everything I was preaching to him, yes, you do remember it? He said, I don't. I have no memory. He wasn't here. And I thought he was doing a quiet quit. So that was not the thing, apparently. I was so proud of myself, too. Yesterday at this time, we mentioned that out of the machine downstairs, the vending machine, I accidentally got 2 M&Ms. I shook it to the point where it gave up 2 M&Ms. And do you know that I saved those M&Ms for the second batch for 24 hours and just had them just pre-show?
Not like you.
Never happens. Of course, I always... And so I was telling everybody, I saved them. I didn't.
Meeting M&M's this morning. Great. I didn't eat them yesterday. Okay.
I told everybody that. It's like, I'm proud.
I had one bag, but I didn't have 2 bags. I had 1 bag.
I had such great pride in that. And finally, Chris Demm said, you shouldn't be proud of that. That's the.
No, but I had 2. I only ate 1.
I only ate 1. I had, look at the willpower. Look at the discipline that I had to not, even though it was in my desk drawer. I didn't eat them yesterday.
This is why Ryan Reynolds looks like Ryan Reynolds.
That's right. You have the discipline.
This is why.
You wait. Wait.
All these Gosling looks like Gosling.
All the Ryans and all the Chris's. They look good because they wait. You have the discipline.
Yes.
And I told everybody too. I'm so childish. We had Lisa Lanier on yesterday. She's in Iceland, and all day yesterday I said, I know somebody in Iceland.
Yeah, I'll tell you.
Reflected.
Yeah.
I mean, barely reflected shine.
Oh, yeah, I was at the gym. And
I know someone who's in Iceland.
I know somebody in Iceland right now. One guy just got back from vacation. I said, I know somebody in Iceland.
Yeah.
And so, doesn't matter.
You mumble, of course, about my work ethic.
Yes.
I mumble about how you all act surprised by technology still. She called us from Iceland.
I couldn't believe it. I
could tell all of you, like, minds were blown. What? She's in Reykjavik.
She was on. We called her yesterday. She's our official attorney. We called her about a legal issue. It wasn't even scheduled. She answered the phone and said, yeah, I'm on the way to Reykjavik. We were like, what?
Yeah, just got out of the Blue Lagoon.
How are you talking to us? She's like, yeah, you can do that now. You can talk.
It's actually pretty common.
I had no idea you could talk to somebody from Reykjavik. You can. She was on with us. We're going to have her on Friday. She's going to be in Reykjavik or somewhere else in Iceland. She's going to go for the whole week. It was unbelievable. Also, today is National Tele-Joke Day. I'm considering, Biggie, telling either my funeral home joke or my Monica Lewinsky joke. They're the only 2 I know. The only 2 good. Monica Lewinsky is more passable for our air. Funeral home is pretty dirty. Although so is really Monica Lewinsky's pretty dirty too.
Yeah.
I love them both. They're both great jokes.
Maybe just put them up on TikTok.
No, I want to tell. I want to tell my jokes. I'm not a good joke teller.
Maybe we'll take it to the audience.
Which
7 calls says it all.
All right. Poll question. 7 calls say it all. Everybody that calls there, just ask them. Do you want the Monica Lewinsky joke
or the shrimp joke?
You can't say that.
Now we'll go with the Monica Lewinsky joke.
Squidward.
You just gave away the punchline.
Just ruined it.
Oh my God.
Never mind.
Forget it.
That's the Monica Lewinsky now.
I haven't heard a fumble like that. Remember we had a caller.
Yeah, Jimmy Hoffa.
The Jimmy Hoffa joke.
You know the Jimmy Hoffa joke? That should be for National Tele-Joke Day.
Yeah, that's my favorite Tele-Joke Day
The
joke.
Jimmy Hoffa joke is legendary because
this has got to be 20 years ago.
Yeah, there was a guy who called to tell a joke about.
Was it a combination of Tammy Faye and Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, that's how old the joke is.
Yeah.
He called in and he wanted, it might have been Tele-Joke Day. And
it probably was.
And he said, I got a joke for you.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, about Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, I got a small joke.
Okay.
You know who they found under Tammy Faye's baker's makeup?
Well, we just had a part 2 to that.
It's like watching a young like Richard Pryor. It's like, oh my God. The raw talent, you're in the hands of a master.
That's really for National Tele-Joke Day.
Good morning.
Yes, sir.
Hey, about Jimmy Hoffa.
Jimmy Hoffa?
Yeah, I got a small joke.
Okay.
You know who they found under Tammy Faye's baker's makeup?
Well, if I'm going to be in a league.
Congratulations, Biggie.
Oh, no.
You've joined the bigs.
I'd like to join his league. It's an honor to be here.
Yeah. But the Monica Lewinsky joke, I think it's dated. I think now, this was. Yeah. Let me tell you.
In the Me Too movement, you're going to get.
Yeah, that's true.
You're going to get Twitter bombed.
That's
Twitter
true.
dragged.
But let me say this: when I told that Monica Lewinsky joke in 1997, oh man, everybody's like, "Oh,
he's the funniest guy ever."
Tell it again. Mm-hmm. But now I think, it's dated. She's not in the news like she was. You're right about the Me Too movement, all of those things.
Yeah.
I'll get Twitter dragged and all that. And I'd love to tell that funeral joke, but now we know it involves shrimp, don't we? There's really...
But in what way?
It's hard to... It's hard to bring those things together. Exactly.
I heard a great joke the other day, but I think it's old, and I just heard it for the first time, but I can't stop laughing about it.
Yeah.
Do you
Yeah.
want to tell your joke?
I can try.
All right.
I'll try.
I get very nervous telling jokes.
Well, it has. I can't say the main word in the joke.
Okay.
It has a cuss word.
Okay.
Here we go. You ready?
Yeah.
Mickey Mouse was talking to his lawyer about his divorce from Minnie Mouse. And his lawyer said, "You can't leave Minnie because she's extremely silly." And Mickey said, "No, I didn't say she was silly. I said she's effing goofy."
Gotcha.
That's a great
I like
joke.
that. I'd never heard that till the other day.
That's,
I laughed so hard.
That's a really, really good joke. That's funny. I had not heard the joke. Thumbs up on that.
Yeah, see, I thought that was hilarious.
I think maybe intentionally you sabotaged my funeral joke.
So you could do the Mickey?
So
I'll tell you what, I'll trade you. You can have that one. It's pretty easy to remember.
I'll try, but I'm not good at jokes.
Yeah.
I fumble them badly at parties and social events.
I can never, ever remember, like, especially a long form joke.
They're hard.
And there was one time, I think I may have mentioned this years ago, but I was in high school and I was trying to join, one of these clubs, like a service club, trying to pad the resume.
Sure, yeah, I get
I was
it.
going into my senior year and I needed something to put on the yearbook,
Right.
other than just my name.
Right, yes, well, exactly.
So I tried to join this club that a friend of mine was already in. And, they said, "Why do you want to join? Tell us a little bit about yourself." And at the very end, they said, "Now tell us a joke." And, I'm
So
in
they
front-
said tell a joke.
Yeah,
really.
tell a joke. And I'm in front of, like 30, 40 people.
Yeah.
I think including a teacher or two, because there's always an advisor. And I told, for whatever reason, it popped into my head. It was the, I think it was the Richard Pryor, first person I ever heard tell it was the, my brother went to Vietnam and got shot in the ass.
Yeah.
I said, "Don't say ass, say rectum." I said,
Yeah.
"Rectum."
Damn near killed him. That's a great.
That's a good
And
joke.
They got me in.
He did. He went away even married.
Yeah.
He drank himself out of it, but
Yeah.
still he got there. I'm going to tell you a funny joke here, okay? But it's quick.
Okay.
You know the key to a good joke? Timing.
I like that too.
You just do that. Just say that, and then it's national. It's national
Tele-joke
National Tele-Joke Day.